Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back with another recording of Hearthstone. Today is Friday, December 7th. We're on the Asian account now. We don't really have a lot to do. We do have a challenge of friends, so let's see if we can see how close this guy is on. Not that I have any guarantee that he would even accept the challenge of friend. We may have to send some random friend requests out. Yeah, this guy he is early in his game. So we got a pack because of a choose your champion quest, so we can open that now. We've got a ton of news to talk about, and it's really the news that is just going to keep this going. Ooh, an epic. Because I want to wrap up all the news and not have any left over from Monday. Alright, so our other quest we reroll. So that rerolled to a hunter game. We're going to play 2 hunter games then. And that should work just fine. Only 2 of those cards apparently were not new. So these other 3, yeah, we got a second one of that, we got a second one of that, and we got a second one of that. Okay. Not bad. Come in here. And hunter, ranked, start playing. Yeah, I'm gonna try and burn through this as fast as possible as far as games. We've got a game on Steam here, Arizona Sunshine, which came out December 6th, but it feels like that would have come out a lot earlier.
Let the hunt begin.
It's rated very positively, so I'm going to put this on the follow list. Another zombie game. This one requires VR headset, so it would only be on the follow list. That's crazy though. Why does it require VR? Yeah. It does just require VR. You know, I'll put this on the follow list, but in all honesty, I don't think I want to. I want to play a VR zombie shooter, even if I had a VR headset.
Job's done.
Alright, next we have a game on Steam called Cows vs. Vikings. Sounds like it's a tower defense game. Good. Well, we know we're not going to put any tower defense games on the follow list. Forget it. 2019 is not going to be the year in which I buy a tower defense game. Let's go ahead and play that. Gamatsu had an article about the Game Awards 2018 live stream. I doubt that has any relevance now, though. Unless you wanted to, maybe it would let you go back and watch it later.
Job's done.
Now that that's over. Gamasutra has an article. Enabling ads in Street Fighter V boost in-game currency rewards. Capcom has introduced optional sponsored content that brands characters' outfits, loading screens, and level decor in Street Fighter V with advertisements for things like DLC and events such as an upcoming Capcom Pro Tour. So this is some straight up insanity in my opinion. Just like super cheap. Capcom being very cheesy. And I guess, you know, Street Fighter as a series is not the fighting game series to play if they're gonna do this kind of garbage. Ridiculous. So I'm upset by this announcement, and I haven't purchased any Street Fighter game or played any of them. So I imagine people that actually were into Street Fighter are super upset. This is an interesting release on Steam. Katamari Damacy Reroll is on Steam. $29.99. Let's see. This is the, I guess, remaster of the original game? Yeah. There's been a lot of PS, like Vita versions and such. I don't think it really matters. I think you could probably get your satisfaction with just playing the remaster of the original version, and that would be that. So this is going to the fall list, but it is kind of rather expensive. Alright, what are we gonna do here? Just play this and hope. Next we have a game on Steam called You Shall Not Break, which looks like a simplistic physics, don't break the ice type of clicker game. Yeah, it seems like you have to click on things before they sit too long. Interesting. This is the kind of game that you would wear out your fingers or your mouse for its hyper movement and clicking, or hurt your wrist. Yeah, looks kind of like a cell phone game too. It would make a lot more sense if you were tapping on the screen. Yeah, not quite good enough to make it to the list. I'm gonna have to be pretty cruel and pretty quick because I have so many games to talk about. Just hit this guy. Next we have a game on Steam called Dragon World, which looks kind of nice but also looks like a big old asset flip. I wouldn't mind if there's a game with dragons in it like this. Spyro looks like this, but you would have to have more of a pitch than just a game with dragons in it, and no story, it seems, no really idea of what you're doing. Alright, let's do this. Check here. And then in return, let's go ahead and just squelch this guy. Let's see, next we have a game on Steam called Heart of Moon, The Mask of Seasons, which says it's a match 3 game, but it feels a lot like a hidden object game. I guess it is actually a match 3 game. $5.99 though. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna want to play random match 3 games either though. I've got to learn to raise my standards. Next we have a game on Steam called Firework. I like this thumbnail, but it looks to me like this is a squarish, like Game Boy Color type game. Mega Man clone of some sort. Yeah. It's not catching my attention. I hate square games. I hate when you're zoomed out and you can barely even see what the character looks like. I'm not particularly a fan of Mega Man because I haven't played any of it. I deal 3 overkill, summon up 5/5 devil sword. Is there a way I could deal 3 and so this is the first time I've ever played an overkill card, and I did 2 damage of overkill. It only summoned 1 devil sword. That's how I figured it would work, but I wasn't 100% certain. I thought maybe it would summon 2 because I did 2 points of overkill damage. Next we have a game on Steam as I lose called Survived By that's already mixed reviews. It looks like it's a top-down RPG, kind of a top-down twin-stick shooter thing. This does look a little bit more polished than most RPG Maker's games. It's free to play too, but free to play and mixed is a bad combination because even at that price people don't like it. Right, back to Hunter. Next we have a game called Tourist Bus Simulator, again mixed reviews, and de nouveau for $29.99. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever be that silly to buy a Tourist Bus Simulator game. Like the only reason I even got Train Simulator is because I think I got it for free.
Versus Garrosh. Victory or death.
Let's see what we want to pick.
Let the hunt begin.
We'll take this. Nope, we'll hold on to this actually. Next we have a game on Steam called Chef, a Restaurant Tycoon game, which seems like you both decorate and design your restaurant and design your menu. That is slightly different from what I was expecting, where you were just cooking food and delivering it to tables. I might be willing to think this through. I'll put this on the follow list. I'll be real generous there. Okay. This. This.
Job's done.
Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Death Collector. It looks real nice. Unfortunately, it's a text-only game. You can. More of these are coming back to Steam. Like, there was a good few months where these were not showing up, so I don't know if Steam was rejecting them or what. But I was not seeing any text-only type things. Next we have a game on Steam called Treasure Hunter Simulator. Mixed reviews for $14.44. So some of these games are so old, they're a couple days, and it only took a couple days for people to play it and decide it was just an asset flip or a walking simulator. See, this is tagged walking simulator. And that's why people are probably not liking it. It looks really pretty, but that is not enough. Certainly. Not anymore. There we go. So, of course, that's not making it to the wish list. Next we have a game on Steam called Project Warlock, which looks like a Doom clone in a modern time. Modern Carnage shooter. I'm not sure I'd really want to play a game like this. Like, in the old days, Doom, it was the best it could be, but with modern technology, I'm not sure I really wanted to play like this. It says it's no roguelike elements. Oh, interesting.
That was an error.
I'll put this on the follow list. I'll think about it and consider it a little bit more. Right.
I hunt alone.
Next we have a game on Steam called Brickwood, which is one of these physics simulator brick building things. It almost feels like a game. It almost feels like a game. Yeah. Nope, though. It's not polished enough for me to want to deal with something like this. This doesn't really look or feel like a puzzle so much as just a slight idea. Right, how about this? We hit this. We do that. My turn.
Light the fuses!
Next we have a game on Steam called The Crazy Cookies, which looks like a ripoff of Pac-Man and platforming and just some random garbage all over the place. $6.99 for this game. I have no idea what they're even thinking on that one. Discover secret. Alright. This is a Spell Hunter deck, by the way. In case anybody was unaware.
I hunt alone.
Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Explosive Dinosaurs, which is a Missile Command clone, just a simple platforming clone and a clone of several other very simplistic games. Looks like this has been sped up really fast in the video for no reason. Yeah, this all looks uninteresting and unpolished. Okay.
Hey, too slow.
I'm gonna take a breath here, drink some water. Maybe I'm running out of a little bit of steam. I started early today, hoping that I don't run late. My insomnia hasn't fully fixed the scenario, but I'm kind of going to sleep at like 9 or 10 and then kind of waking up for like an hour and then kind of then going back to sleep, which is better than I guess I'm gonna get otherwise. Next we have a game on Steam, Snares of Ruin Zero, which looks like an RPG Maker game. I will applaud the animation style on the up closes. This doesn't look like somebody just bought character packs from RPG Maker. Maybe they did. Maybe RPG Maker has introduced some better looking zoom characters. But it still very much feels like it's just a RPG Maker game and not anything that I'd want to do. If I cast this spell next turn, That was a mistake. I should have cast a spell this turn. Alright. So I'm just gonna hope this works by playing this hero replacement card.
Protocol 7 in Unity, precision, perfection.
Or I could play this and kill the guy. Next we have a game on Steam called Clinically Dead, which looks like it's a random assortment of just shapes and physics being claimed to be a psychedelic game, but honestly I don't know what this really is. Is it a racer? Is it a dropper? Are you picking up things? Are you doing things? I cannot tell what's going on at all. And frankly, I just don't want to give this game the benefit of the doubt for $11.99 discounted. Let's see what happens when we do. Well, actually, let's attack here and then do this.
Here comes the big ass.
Well, that worked pretty well. That worked pretty well. Although, I don't think playing any of those spells upgraded this. Oddly enough. Okay. Play this. Play this. Do this. Play this. And bring back a that. Next we have a game on Steam called Kinshi.
I'm fast and furious.
See, a free roaming squad-based RPG focused on an open-ended sandbox. Gameplay features. So, this is overwhelmingly positive. I don't know why, though. But I guess it doesn't matter because. Wait a minute, it says it's single player only?
He's gonna
Like,
hurt.
I have no idea why you'd want to play this or why it's so positively reviewed. Yeah. This game Kinshi seems also all over the place because it seems like it's a third-person fighting game, but it also has some design, level design, like build your fort. It really looks like it's just a battle simulator, like a totally accurate battle simulator or something like that. I'm gonna have to override this because this just does not look good enough to make it to the follow list. Maybe somebody will come back and tell me Kinshi actually is good, but I doubt it.
Let the hunt begin.
This is the card you want to hold on to. Next we have a game on Steam called Lanadgel, whatever it's pronounced. You can see it's pretty awful. It looks like you just rotate the screen. It's a square screen with bars on the side. Yeah, it's a platformer where you rotate the screen, and that's pretty much it. I'm fairly certain this is a troll publisher that just publishes a bunch of things.
Quickly.
Maybe, maybe not. There are quite a lot of things they've published though. Might be wrong about them being a troll publisher though. Let's see. But yeah, that game's not making it to the follow list. Next we have a game on Steam called Fluct Scorched, which is a top-down twin-stick shooter that looks like garbage. Yeah, there's nothing here, and it's from Illumicorp too. Yeah, look at this bundle of games. 76 games for $14.54. And they have numbers as their achievements. And so it's probably an achievement game.
Quickly.
Let's see. Next we have on Steam Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends Definitive Edition, which is rated positively. I'm not sure I'd really want to play any of the Dynasty Warriors or the Warriors series in general, but until I make that decision I probably would put it on the wish list. Yeah, it's kind of nothing else to say there. Hack and slash game where you press a bunch of buttons. Let's go ahead and play this. And let's go ahead and use up that. Next we have a game on Steam called Space Guy Red Space, which this isn't. I think there's another game called Space Guy, but I don't think it's related to this. This looks like it's a like Russian troll type game that's doing a Wolfenstein thing. But I mean, does that mean you're on a Wolfenstein style place and you're shooting Russians, or are you shooting and not shooting the Russians? Yeah, this is an English-Russian game, so it's probably a Russian troll game. If it's not, it's still just a bad Doom clone. I don't know why bad Doom clones are getting made up and released in modern times.
I hunt alone.
Let's see.
Quickly.
Let the pain speak to me.
Next we have a game called Space Turret Gunner, which looks like it's a VR game where you play as a turret gunner. That kind of makes sense, I guess. But again, this wouldn't be a system seller type of game for VR. I wouldn't play it because of that. $22.49. English and simplified Chinese, so it's probably it might, well, I won't say probably, but it might be a cheap Chinese product.
I hunt alone.
Yeah, I don't have any need to put that on my wish list or follow list. Next we have Battle Princess Madeline. Now, unless I'm mistaken, and this is a different game. This is the game that was a Ghosts and Goblins game clone that a programmer father who was a programmer before, came back and sold and kickstarted this game, saying that his daughter asked him why she couldn't play as a girl in Ghosts and Goblins. Why are you being such a bad parent to let your young daughter play such a incredibly difficult game like Ghosts and Goblins? I don't know. It kind of falls apart when you ask that question. But inherently, what I eventually just boiled it down to is it seems like he was just playing identity politics a little bit to promote his game, and so now this game kind of has that asterisk on it, where it might be a good game and it might be a bad game, but in the end it's not going to be sold so much from that perspective. It's going to be sold because of that advertisement. Unless I'm thinking of a completely different game, and there's 2 of them in the making. Meanwhile, I'm gonna put this game on the fall list, but it kind of doesn't deserve it. It's already mixed, but it has 12 user reviews. I bet it's not that good. I bet it's short. I bet it's not great. Let's see. See if we can find some negative reviews. No, not yet. The idea of creating a Battle Princess Madeline series isn't a terrible thought, to make a game on a character named Battle Princess Madeline. I think the problem is making a Ghosts and Goblins game. There's kind of a reason that nobody's made a Battle Princess Madeline. See, yeah, I'm fairly certain this is the game that they were going for. So yeah. So it also puts me in a weird position for this game, because I kind of want to rip it to shreds for using your child like that, putting them in the public eye and using them as an excuse to sell your game. Like, even if this is good, I have to be really critical about that. Like, in the modern day and age, particularly if you're in the technology, you should already know that privacy is something you should try to preserve for your child as much as possible for as long as possible, and that's not what the father did. But I don't want to go into a big rant about that. Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Sapphire Moon that is a dating sim RPG casual game. It's not tagged with sexual content, but here you have one girl groping the other girl's bust. So there's that. I'm a little afraid to go any forward. English language not supported though, $2.95. It's simplified Chinese. It might be good, it might be bad. Visual novels from China have had a tendency to look a lot worse than this, so this, if I was looking to play a Chinese visual novel, I'd actually put it high on the list. Okay. Let's do this. Actually, I should have played this first. That was a mistake. Is that a beast?
I hunt alone. Melt away.
Next, we have a game on Steam called Ganush, G-A-N-U-S-H. It looks like it's a match 3 game. Tetris around a sphere, around part of a sphere. It doesn't look particularly impressive though. Square, no, nothing on the sides. We're seeing a lot of Square games, cell phone games or what getting ported. I don't even know what it is. 99 cents, no discount for that game. Alright. Rat Trap.
I hunt alone. I hunt alone.
Just keep on playing. Next we have a game on Steam called Spray Dynamite X Radioactive Insects, which whatever this is supposed to be, it looks like it's a very simplistic like missile command clone. It's best I can figure. It's just horribly animated. That looks really bad. Now they've screwed me up. Attack because I don't have enough time. This guy has done the one thing to me that is going to make it more difficult than anything else. Okay, what can we do? We can do this, play this, do this, do that, attack here, attack here, and in the turn. So that'll solve it for a little bit. Next we have a game on Steam called Awake Episode 1. It's a VR full motion video game of some sort. Looks kind of crazy and surreal. So looks interesting to me. I'll put this on the follow list, but if it requires VR, it will never leave the follow list. And I am going to have to do some kind of clean up at some point. Let's see, tracking the card. That wouldn't work, so we'll do this instead.
Quickly, I hunt alone.
Keep on playing in the turn. We don't need to talk about that article because we've already mentioned it. Let's see, Komatsu has an article, the romance visual novel Aaliyah's Carnival Sacrament Plus is coming to the PS4 on March 14th, 2019 in Japan. And I would assume this coming censored because I'm seeing a thumbnail of anime girls in bikinis. So we've got a few article things here. Let's see, do this. And then would get me to 5. So I could do that. And that. I don't know if I should wait or if I should.
That minion already attacked.
If I should continue. I don't need to talk about this article because we've already talked about it. I got onto a PC Gamer article somehow. CSGO goes Battle Royale and free to play. Danger Zone is live today as a separate mode, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive itself is now free. Well, I guess I'm not super upset that Counter-Strike Global Offensive is free, even though I did pay for it when I bought the entirety of the bundle to for everything that Valve had ever made. Yeah, but I haven't ever actually played Counter-Strike Go, and I'm not really interested. Next we have on Steam Hentai Girl Linda, which is another slide puzzle anime girl losing articles of clothing. I still don't know what the deal is with the releases. It's like, seems very odd. Alright, let's do this. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Do this.
The eternal hunt has begun.
Go ahead and play that too.
I must choose.
I see a vision in the flame.
This will be interesting to see what happens. So I'm gonna stay on this game for a second. See, I guess you're not really playing too much of a strategy if you're playing Zoologen. Do it.
Here comes a big ass. I'm all out of cards.
That was cool.
I got mojo.
Okay, so play this, play this, play this. Do I need to kill anything? I think I can kind of do this. Attack here. Attack here. And attack here.
Shrink.
So all of a sudden I've gotten interested in Hearthstone. First time in a long time that's been the case. Anyways, we've got a game over here called Iris.Fall, which says it's an adventure casual puzzle game. It has a very distinctive look to it, certainly. And so I think I wanna check it out. I am guessing what it is you adjust your light sources to make platforms and such. Definitely looks interesting. $11.99 discounted right now. I still have tons of games to talk about. Let's hit that.
Shrink your head.
Next we have a game on Steam called Club Lighting, which seems like it's just like all the same one screenshot and you can change the lighting and that's it. Yeah, this is one of those low effort asset flip. We're just gonna put these pre-bought girls in the game. $4.79. Yeah, there's nothing very interesting. Alright, what's the last thing we have? A rat trap? This.
Shrink your head.
And that. In the chain. I'll probably win. Next we have a game on Steam called Santa Simulator, where it's a VR game and you're just pretending to be Santa, throwing around gifts and such. It's like $6.99 undiscounted. Yeah, I don't think that there's enough here to make a game. This is really just trying to sell on the season. Alright, so what can I do now? I can lose. Unless I'm totally out of cards, so unless he summons the rat trap. Unless he plays a bunch of cards. Which all he has to do is kind of wait. Or if he somehow made himself draw cards and milled himself. Like all he has to do is end his turn and he'll win. Well, that was an interesting game. Trying to add people, so should come over here and just add that person and see if he'll accept a friend request. If he does, then I'll challenge a friend. Next we have a troll game on Steam called Deported 2 Build That Wall. I'm fairly certain the troll game Deported 1 came out just like a week ago. But of course it's just inflammatory ridiculousness.
Let the hunt begin.
Let's not hold on to any of those. GameIndustry.biz has an article, People of the Year 2018, Yves Guillemot, That's YVES space GUILLEMOT. He is the Ubisoft CEO. The subtitle here is Ubisoft CEO declared victory over Vivendi in a years-long takeover struggle and made some smart investments and took some big risks. The company made some hit games too. Just because Ubisoft didn't do as horrible as everybody else, as EA did, or Bethesda did this year, doesn't mean that Ubisoft did a great job. Like, I still feel like kind of going back on the world and releasing Assassin's Creed Odyssey a year after Assassin's Creed Origins was a mistake. Uplay still exists. Like, I don't even know what else that they released this year, and oddly this article is not really telling me. GameIndustry.biz has an article. Epic Games Store launches with a focus on indie games. Ashen, Hades, Hello Neighbor lead the opening lineup with titles from Annapurna Interactive, Team 17, and more on the way. So, if it really is the case that they are really focusing and trying to get indie games on their storefront, then they're just making a competitor to itch.io. They're not making any competitor to Steam. So the way this is phrased, I don't think Epic themselves would agree with. Because Epic would almost certainly, and Tencent almost certainly would do anything to have big AAA developers also on their storefront. They're not gonna turn away that big money. Next we have a game on Steam called Katie and Bob Cake Cafe. This is one of dozens of these cooking games that they're usually not terrible if you were playing them on the cell phone and you really liked them, but playing them on Steam makes no sense and the price is really high. Next we have a game on Steam called Jewel Match Solitaire Windscapes from Grey Alien Games, which is the developer publisher of Regency Solitaire, and I think they're the publisher actually only. No, they're the developer and publisher, and Shadowhand more recently, and a bunch of small, not super interesting games like that. So it is this person who runs Grey Alien Games that was complaining about Steam not promoting indie games enough, and that he says there was an October bug. They admitted there was an October bug, but it's been fixed. That's what Steam said, Valve said. But I saw this game, and you know how I saw this game? He promoted it himself on Twitter and did his own advertisement. And this isn't out until December 21st. This really is just a solitaire game with a slight change from the other solitaire games. Not that many people, I think, want to buy a solitaire game. You can see that Tabletop Simulator is getting recommended as similar. You can see that Jackbox Party Park is getting recommended, and then several other kinds of games.
I wonder.
So, do I really have any interest in this? Should I put this on the fall list? Nah, not really. Like, I've kind of soured. I guess I don't appreciate complainers that much, particularly when I think they're not being realistic.
Job done.
these are the kind of complaints he was making publicly, the kind of complaints that you should have made privately. And if you had these problems, you still probably wouldn't make it public. You'd just have jumped to a new storefront as soon as possible, and then maybe made the complaint public. But even then, you usually wouldn't. It doesn't pay to burn bridges in business. It might pay in normal life to burn bridges. That is up for debate, I suppose. But in business, it doesn't. Reading this article, I have no idea what this article is even about. TechCraft has an article. Meeple Station marks IndieDB's first foray into publishing with new label Modularity. So there's a game called Meeple Station. Okay. It was kickstarted and it has an official Steam page. Maybe. No, it seems like the seems like the game actually doesn't have a page on Steam.
I wonder.
It linked me directly to a message saying you have to buy it from their site, which if I don't want to buy it from their site, I don't want to do that. There certainly is, in an age where almost everybody gets their credit card info stolen by some company that is not handling the security right. Do you really? Like, how many different video game storefronts do you want your credit card typed into? I can tell you mine is typed into Steam and Humble Bundle, and I think that is it. Like, and I think that's where it would stay. And so far, Humble Bundle and Steam have not gotten information leaked out in any significant way that's affected me.
Speak to me.
Steam did seem to leak out some information for a brief time last year during this summer sale, to be fair. Do I want to see if I could mill this guy? I don't think I could.
I wonder.
So I should just do this, fill my hand with spells, attack, attack, attack. Next we have a game on Steam called Giant Celebration. This looks like this is a asset flip kind of VR, just random stuff in a VR environment.
I am not a morning person.
Early access game requires VR, $15.99. I see nothing here that makes it look playable or interesting. Okay, what do we want? Deal 3 overkill. Give a friendly minion +2 and that. Give +1 and +1. Deal 2 damage. Five damage to a minion and 2 to the side. Interesting, that card I played on this that gave it +1 and had it attack a random enemy did not count as its attack. GameIndustry.biz has an article. Epic has actually listened to developers. An attractive new revenue share isn't Epic's biggest promise for a new digital service. For many creators, a platform free of Steam's often abused community features is essential. So this is going to be an article just talking about how awful it is that people are actually reviewing the games and giving them negative reviews, and that these game developers have to moderate their own forum and do their own and actually respond to customer complaints. But, like, it'll be interesting to see what the first chip in the armor will be. Like, what will be the first game that is just slightly closer to a troll game than a real game that gets allowed on the Epic Games Store. Or what the first game is that gets rejected from the Epic Store. Next we have a game on Steam called V Retired, which seems like it's some kind of lawn bowling type game mixed with Tetris. Early access, $4.99. I don't like these. No, it's like wall ball or paddle ball. An Arkanoid clone in VR. Interesting. I still hate the neon colors though. I don't know why so many people go for that aesthetic. It can't be that popular. So of course, yeah, that's not making it to the list. Yeah, I don't know how I can win here if this guy's gonna constantly do this kind of damage to me and heal up. Next we have a game on Steam called Solitaire Learn the Flags, which the idea is kind of interesting, but the implementation is terrible. I could see having a real world card deck and playing Solitaire and learning the flags of countries. Is it important to know the flags of countries? Not particularly. If anything, I'd say understanding and knowing the flag code for nautical stuff might be slightly better. You know? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it to the next turn. We already talked about that. TechRaptor has an article. Make your own Fortnite island with Fortnite Creative. Epic Games has announced a new mode called Fortnite Creative, which will be included in the game. In this new mode, players will have their own island to customize as they want to give vent to their creativity. With this announcement, along with the announcement during the Game Awards of the block, a place in the Fortnite Battle Royale island that will be composed of the best users' creation. The publisher seems to be determined to allow users' creativity to take a big part in Fortnite's future. So basically, they don't want to make content themselves, which isn't that the problem with PUBG too, is that they're not making enough content or they don't want to make content themselves. Come on, please accept the request. TechRaptor has a review for the game The Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories review, Missing the Point. Seems like they didn't like it with that subtitle. They gave it a 5.0 average. They say The Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories has beautiful landscapes, okay gameplay, and a story that misses the mark. If you're wanting a short puzzle platformer, it might be worth a playthrough, though. But for the majority, it's an unavoidable experience. Pros swear he had the best intentions, gorgeous locations, cons but missed his mark. Gameplay is okay, so TechRaptor did not like the game. I'd still definitely want to play it. You're gonna accept the... It shouldn't take this long to accept. It really shouldn't take this long. But you know what? While we're sitting here, we'll look at games. We have a game here called Project Flesh, which looks like a gross pixel art game. Seems like you absorb flesh and become more of a monstrosity. But yeah, it looks just terrible in the animation department, so no interest in that. Alright, let's cancel that. This guy's searching for an opponent right now, so that would have been too late. We could add this person to the wish list. Maybe they'll join, accept. Game Researcher has an article. Black Ops 4's Battle Edition offers only classic multiplayer and Blackout for $30. That's how bad Black Ops is. Well, wasn't it Battlefield that was doing bad? So maybe Black Ops was doing bad too. Seems like maybe they both are doing bad. It's just declined my offer. Just. Do that. So I'm gonna have to get a challenge a friend done later. Let's hop back into the hunter and keep on playing. The Spell Hunter isn't winning as much as I would have liked. See, next we have a game on Steam called Zach Y, and I'm not sure if this might be good enough to make it to the follow list. There's a lot of flashing certainly going on. A lot of white flashing.
Rexar versus Alfurion.
With all that white flashing though, I guess I just don't have confidence that this is programmed right. It seemed like it almost had something to it, but no. 79 cents discounted. Yeah. I don't think I was ready. Let's see.
Job's done.
Yeah, I guess we don't need to talk about this. Go ahead and play that. Next we have a game on Steam called Scamp High Hat Havoc. Animation looks interesting. From a game called Big Hat Games. Free-to-play puzzle platformer indie game. Interesting. I think I'll put this on the playlist, but or on the follow list, but I'm kind of confused why you would have a 3D puzzle platformer and make it free.
I wonder.
That seems weird. Like the only thing I could assume is that the game is
I hunt alone.
is that maybe it's unfinished. That might be the reason why it's free. Let's see. GameIndustry.biz has an article: Far Cry, Dragon Age 4, Crash Team Racing Remastered lead Game Awards reveal, plus first news of new titles from Obsidian, Giant Squid, Supergiant, Hello Games, and Studio Wildcard. Let's see. So Far Cry New Dawn, they're calling it Far Cry 5.5. I'm gonna just scroll down this article and see if there's any game here that we haven't talked about already. Let's see. Grab that.
I hunt alone.
Scavengers, the debut title from Midwinter. Yeah, I read this entire article. We've talked about everything else that happened at the Game Awards, and it's saying something certainly that you can break it down into a pretty short list. Even though they said 60 games were going to be announced, it definitely does not feel like 60 games were announced. I think maybe that rumor was false.
I hunt alone.
GameIndustry.biz has an article: Senior EA Ireland director fired over dick remarks, D-I-C-K. A former employee claims his comment was misunderstood and that the dismissal was unfair. Let's see. He was accused of saying, quote, going to pull my dick out and put it on the table, ... to see who has a bigger dick. Well, I don't know. That's probably not acceptable to say. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Things like that are said all the time in lots and lots of work environments. And like his defense counsel claimed what he actually said was, quote, I don't want to compare the length of my dick, as a clumsy expression, ultimately meaning he did not want to challenge the person for whom he was referring. So even the defense might not stand. The question here, because it's in Ireland, there's probably like some more protections from getting fired over things like this, so you may get a nice settlement. Honestly, though, top tier management talking a little rough. That doesn't sound too bad. Like when you think about like actual incidences of employees, like bosses asking their underlings to sleep with them, trying to force their underlings to sleep with them, sexually harassing them, just referring to one's genitalia. Seems almost quaint by today's day and age standards. Alright, should have done that. That would have made more sense. Let's see, we already talked about that article. We have a game on Steam called Neo Tree VR, which seems like it's just a simplistic experiment to make shapes and puzzles in VR. Doesn't look like a finished product or anything. Geometry in VR. Price VR $15.99 discounted. Does not look good at all visually. Gamasutra has the same article. Epic Game Store launches with a handful of games. Don't need to cover that again. Right. Deal 5 there. Play that. That. Gamatsu has an article. Silvero Trinity Beyond the Horizon is coming to the PS Vita on March 28th in Japan. Might be a fighting game, but it's probably a visual novel. Yes, it's a visual novel. Let's see. Let's see. Silvero Trio Beyond the Horizon includes 2 additional scenarios not in the original PC version, respectively titled For Someone / Heroes and Sacrifice to the Light / Icarus. So yeah, another visual novel coming somewhere, but maybe visual novel developers just immediately decided they weren't going to stop developing for Steam. Maybe it was as easy as one fell swoop. Let's see if he accepts that. Meanwhile, we've got another game over here we can talk about. Allison's Diary Rebirth. This is one of those dark screenshot syndrome horror games. I'm not sure I can see enough detail here to even know if I want to put this on the follow list. $15.29. Yeah, I'll put it on the follow list and we'll see if perhaps the person. Alright, and this guy went into another battle, so I'm still trying to get one freaking victory on rank 22. Actually, let's just go back here. Time to switch. No, I have to play Hunter. What a terrible set. What a terrible setup. Next, we have a game on Steam called Nusantara, Legend of the Winged Ones, which is interesting.
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
I wonder maybe if the sexual content tag has been removed. Like, this is the kind of game I might Want to play if it was really, really cheap and it had a really good story and people liked it. Let's see. Yeah, I might want to cover a weirdo story like that, so I'm going to put it on the fall list. I'm being exceedingly generous, though. Next we have Stickman Flipper, which no Stickman game is probably going to make it to the wish list. Yeah, right. This is very basic, very generic ideas and concepts that have been played out so many times before. We have a game on Steam called Ancient Battle Hannibal, which looks like a real-time strategy game, hex grid based. It doesn't look interesting at all. I'm gonna try and burn through as many of these games as possible because there's still quite a lot. Next we have a game on Steam called Snakeist, which is just Snake. Piece of garbage game for 74 cents.
To my side.
Let's see. Gamma Sutra has an article, Get a Job, Star Trek Timelines developer Disruptor Beam is looking for a game director. That would be in Framingham, Massachusetts if you wanted to work that job, or that's where it's listed. Let's see. And GameIndustry.biz has a article talking about who won the awards at the Game Awards versus all the games that were just announced.
I hunt alone.
So it's titled God of War, Red Dead Redemption Indies Prevail at the Game Awards. I think we pretty much announced everything. It's a more detailed listing of who got what. Like Dead Cells got Best Action Game, and I don't think that was mentioned. And let's see, it's a bunch of esports awards that I'm uninterested in, so I'll leave it for you to seek out that article if you're interested in all of the potential winners.
I hunt alone.
Next we have a game on Steam called Stunt Simulator Multiplayer. There's clearly a better game called Trackmania that this is just trying to copy and clone, and this looks terrible in comparison for 99 cents. Yeah, right? You're joking.
I hunt alone.
We've got another game called Hentai Summer, which is a match 2 puzzle game instead of a slide puzzle game with an anime girl who might be slightly disrobed behind the match 2 pieces. It's just counter spelling everything.
Thank you.
Job's done.
Well, here's a game on Steam that's not supporting English, so English not supported. Can't really recommend that. Looks like it's a Chinese game. It's like a cheap Chinese, I think, Wheel of Fortune style game where you're typing in answers or spelling something out or something. Well, I have no idea what it is actually. I'm gonna resolve down to I have no freaking clue what it is.
I hunt alone.
Well played.
Yeah, we have another low effort, very low effort game called on Steam called Run Naked Woman Run, which is just a woman who maybe is naked running through some very asset flipped platforms and dangers. Let's see. And how can we do this? Can't do all 9. I have plenty of health. There we go. Yeah, this is a terrible game for 59 cents. Like, just a total low effort troll game. Like, I really haven't seen such a bad game in a long time, actually.
The power is here. You need only to seize it.
This, and this. Still have a ton of games that I should play, but I think I'll switch if I can. I'm gonna go ahead and add this friend as quickly as possible. Hopefully he'll accept the friend request. And then I'm gonna think about what do I want to play. I think I want to play Odd Paladin. Give that a try. I could try Combo Priest. Meanwhile, are you gonna accept? See, and I have no idea if this guy is anywhere close to finishing a game.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Yeah, well, he's not terribly close to losing. We have a game on Steam, we'll cover this, called From Beyond Prologue. It looks a little too old-fashioned. It looks like a really old-fashioned RPG, dungeon crawler type game. $2.99. Yeah. I don't see any reason why I would want to play a game that looks like that. Next we have a game on Steam called Dinosaurs Life VR. Guess if you're a kid into dinosaurs, this might be one that might interest you, actually. Doesn't look terrible. Its early access requires VR. I'll put it on the follow list, but almost certainly the quality's not going to be there. It's really just going to be a small collection of dinosaurs and actions that the dinosaurs actually do. Right. Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Mune Base, M-E-W-N Base, as in cats. Looks like it might be something like a Stardew Valley game, crafting game, but playing as a cat. I'm willing to put this on the follow list, but honestly I probably wouldn't want to play a resource game like that ever again. To talk about this article. This
Well fought. I concede.
Why did he concede? How did he lose there? How in the freak did he lose? Finally, Combo Priest play. GameIndustry.biz has an article. Casual Connect acquired by Greenlit Content. Event founder Jessica Tams joins Media Network with event teams. This sounds really inside baseball, though. I don't know what Casual Connect is. It sounds slightly familiar. But yeah, I don't even know why that would be video game industry related.
I'll never tell.
Alright, heal.
Is someone injured?
And let's see.
Greetings,
I could play this.
Flesh fails. Try this.
Next we have a game on Steam called Darwin's Test. Now, I think that there's already a game called the Turing Test that looks a lot like this, so this feels like they're copying the Turing Test a little too much. That being said, I'll put it on the follow list and see if maybe it plays fine. And if it does, then I'll be happy with it. Let's see if we play this. And
Right away.
gonna attack and freeze myself.
Crystallize.
TechRaptor has an article. Nylon Gate strikes again. Bethesda unintentionally doxes customers. We've already talked about this, but if you didn't catch it, check into that article. Alright, silence all minions and draw
I don't have enough mana.
Is someone injured? Crystallize.
We have a game on Steam called Whale Island, which seems to be probably an asset for. Looks really pretty. Looks like it's a VR game, but there's kind of nothing here. The video's just slowly playing, showing you basically nothing. $2.99 undiscounted. TechRaptor has an article. Come on, Triple Eyes of Newt, Witch's Brew impressions. It seems like it's a board game. This actually, I don't think is a real is a video game. Yeah, it is. It's a video game where it's a board game where you build dice using paper cutouts. Interesting, but whatever. Right. Play
In
this.
the light's name.
Play this. More arms.
Quickly.
Gotta remember to play here. This guy is doing me a favor. We have a game called Jigsaw 360, which is a VR jigsaw puzzle game. I couldn't imagine a worse way to try and do a jigsaw puzzle game. And those, by the way, the sphere jigsaw puzzles almost never fit together well, or stay together well. Let's see.
You are the shadow
This. And end it there. Tickeruptor has an article, Cappy Games roguelike dungeon crawler Below finally has a release date. So, okay, launch date of December 14 for this game Below that I don't recognize. Try to burn through this news, so I'm not going to go any further in that. Okay, this will work.
Embrace the void.
Next we have a game on Steam called Halloween Arkanoid 2, which is clearly just an Arkanoid clone, and in no way should be on the wishlist. So many games left over. Like, I just hit the point where the games that... I don't even know how to say this. I just hit the point where games are...
Feel my pain.
Old. So everything up until this point in the past 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 40 minutes, have been new games. Besides all minions, draw a card. Do that. Do that. We have a game on Steam called Dive Inside that's suffering from dark screenshot syndrome. Looks like it's a submarine simulation game. No way does it look interesting. Yeah. That does not look good. $2.99 undiscounted. Discover a copy of a spell from your deck. Deal 5 damage. This. And this. Gametsu has an article, The King of Fighters 15 in development for release in 2020. So there'll be another King of Fighters game, they say. Gametsu has an article, New Samurai Showdown launches Q2 2019. So there'll be a new Samurai Showdown. These are both SNK games. And the guy says thanks. Okay. Do we have anything more to do? Let's play a couple more games or one more game. See if we can get up in rank while we try to burn on this. We have a game on Steam called Infinite Rave, which is a top-down twin-stick shooter that looks like garbage. Nothing more needs to be said. We have a game on Steam called Bluepoint Ward Classroom, which looks like it's a basic just spin things around to spell words idea. Might be a puzzle here. There might be a game here. I'll put it on the follow list and see what people have to say.
The light shall bring victory.
We have a game on Steam over here called Spinheads that looks kind of ridiculous and random. This is the kind of game that I may just not get, but I don't have time to even consider it, and it doesn't look that good. It seems like you're playing a spinning ball. You're crashing into random things on the screen, and you're trying to get to specific points or collect coins or something along that line. Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on the fall list. GameIndustry.biz has an article. Server company Zeus, Z-E-U-Z, raises £3 million in funding. This Munich-based business-to-business firm grew out of a consumer-facing G portal. I don't know if G portal in this case means Google portal or what. It provided servers for online games. Okay. Again, a little inside baseball article. Do this. Master spell. Next we have a game on Steam called Dr. Care's Family Practice, which is another one of these kid-friendly style of games. Although it seems like you're taking care of animals, not even humans. There's too many of these games, they're always too expensive, and they're always super repetitive. So yeah, another one bites the dust. I've got 2 of those. If I could just find a way to heal a bunch of people. Next we have a game on Steam called Gizmo. It's rated positive, it's free to play. Looks like it's a platformer. Come on, load pictures. We'll watch the video. This does not look bad, this game Gizmo, so yeah, I'll put this on the follow list. Discover a spell. Circle of Healing. We've got it. Not quite. Not yet.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
I think I'm gonna switch from this class and play another game. We've got a game on Steam called E3.14 Center, which seems like it's a very simplistic like game, flying around asteroids game. I would guess it's something like that. Seems just like random movements and random actions, but it doesn't seem fun. Let's try Odd Paladin. Here we have a visual novel called Lightning Angel Litonia Liche. And is it even in English? Yes, English and Korean. Interesting. This has been the only, like, with the exception of like that one Chinese visual novel, like, it's been like 3 weeks I haven't seen any others. There should be a lot more coming out. A lot more.
I will fight with honor.
Something's going on. Something is definitely going on. Well, as for this visual novel, do I need to put it on the fall list? Sure, why not? Still not sure how that's gonna work. A Korean visual novel might play a little bit different to the way a Japanese or Chinese visual novel might play. Next we have a game called Musics, which Seems like it's probably just some kind of Asian music with a rock band style idea on it. $3.59. Yeah, seems like it's a simplified Chinese subtitles and interface, which tells me it's probably a Chinese game. Well, it's a music game anyway, so I couldn't play it because of just content IDs. I could play it anyways because I don't have enough rhythm, I can tell you already.
Speak your piece more quickly.
But we
Interest. So I probably should have attacked that. Next we have a game on Steam called Twinfold, which seems like it's 2048, sort of, with a twist on it. And I think that twist is kind of ingenious, so I'm willing to potentially try this out and put it on the follow list, see what people think about it.
Reporting for duty.
repent.
Next we have something called Phantom of the City. It says it's a full motion video point and click adventure, but English language is not supported. It's just a Chinese game. That's a shame. This one looked like it might have been slightly interesting.
Reporting
Go
for
ahead and
duty.
play here.
The battle.
There. We have Beholder 2 on Steam. It's, I guess, out now. Beholder 1 seems like it only came out maybe 9 months ago. I'll put it on the fall list, and then I'll have to do some research actually and see if I own or have wishlisted Beholder 1.
The battle. The battle.
Let's see, give me minions +1. We have a game on Steam called Alphabet Jump, which is a terrible jumping game with alphabet letters making it even more difficult. Yeah, that certainly in no way would interest me.
Mushroom power. The battle.
Smart moves.
There we go.
Concede. Thank you.
So if this guy had a watch and learn, he'll stop watching probably. Next we have a game on Steam called Talking Tanks. Top-down twin-stick shooter. Graphics don't look very good. 59 cents discounted. Yep. I ended up with way too many games left over this week. I don't know why, but it happened certainly. Next we have a game called Coloring Book. I could have closed some of these games certainly. Like Coloring Book here doesn't really need any consideration. There's no way I'm playing this, even if it was the best coloring software available on Steam. I still wouldn't play it because it's not really a game. Next we have a game called Stone in the Galaxy, which looks like a one-player Pong clone that is just moving really, really fast for 59 cents discounted. So yeah, that's no good. Next we have a game, AA Touch Gun, which is anti-aircraft tap gun, or touch gun, basically is what it is. Very bad looking cell phone port, if I was to guess. Yep, nothing there interesting me.
Reporting for duty.
The light protects me.
Next we have a game called Heli Defense, I guess. Looks terrible, like first year video game programmer project. Just awful looking. Yep.
I fight.
The battle! The battle!
Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Angry Ball VR, which seems like it's just a VR game of some sort. Not 100% sure what it is, but yeah, it looks to me like it's mostly half boom blocks, I guess, and half standard VR game, stand in a place and shoot at something.
The light protects me.
Reporting for duty.
I fight.
The battle! The battle!
TechRaptor has an article, Raise collect monsters in the open world game Creatures of NVIDIA. Never heard of it. Is it out yet? Yeah, no, it's not out. They're claiming it's an open world Pokemon-like game.
Handle it!
I fight.
Next we have a game on Steam called Endhall, which seems like it's a roguelike. It seems like a turn-based fighting roguelike game in a really small section. Really small map. That does not seem fun at all. And the graphics don't look great either.
Reporting for duty.
I fight.
For justice.
Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Horizon Vanguard, which seems like it's a racing shooter on VR. I'm not sure if this would invoke motion sickness or not, but
Reporting for duty.
again, it's not out yet, and it kind of really doesn't interest me. Anyways, I don't want to ride in a vehicle and shoot things in VR, particularly with this level of graphics. Play that. Do that. Wind Fury.
The battle! The battle!
I fight.
For justice!
Next we have this JRPG looking game called Edge of Eternity, which I've seen some like little trailers of this, and it's from Playdius. I recognize that publisher, and it's rated very positively already. So unless this is an MMO, it doesn't have single players. It does have single players, so I'll put this on the follow list. It's early access though, so I'd want it to be a finished product before I actually spent time on it.
I wonder.
Reporting for duty.
+2/+2 on taunt. Not ready yet. I don't think. Tick Raptor has an article, Axis and Allies and Zombies review. If you're going through hell, stay a while. I think this is another board game review. Man, I keep getting tricked by their board game reviews. Yeah, this is just board games. No interest in playing board games. I gave it an 8.0 if you're interested.
Out of my jungle!
Let's see. Health and attack to 3. I'll take that.
Reporting for duty.
In the turn. Tech Raptor has an article, Storm Boy, the game review, Storm Nerd. Where is this? Game is like 30 minutes long. Apparently. Game is on PC also, but they gave it a 5.0 for being extremely short, the text moving too fast, and boring minigames. One more game. I keep saying one more game, but honestly I don't know how many more. I'm trying to just burn through all this stuff. We have a game called Sansar, which looks like a Second Life style of game. Like, this does kind of look like a Second Life game. Does it require VR? No, it's free to play.
The light shall bring victory.
Yeah, I have no idea if this would be the next big thing as far as a Second Life style of game, but it does look like it could be. Interesting. But I don't know where the monetization of this comes from, honestly. I guess I'll put Sansar on the fall list. I don't even know what to do with a game like that, honestly. Next we have a game called Jumps, which I absolutely know what to do with a game like this. Just close that tab and move on. Let's see, Tech Raptor has an article, Artifact Review, Defense of the Cards. I'm going to just scroll down here and see if they gave it a score. Let's see, like, Artifact is probably dead in the water. And that would be funny if it turned out that Artifact turned out to be the thing that Valve was focusing on instead of improving Steam, and that's why they took their eyes off the ball. Tech Raptor gave to Artifact 8.0 great. Artifact is an engaging collectible card game that should excite fans of Dota 2. Unfortunately, the business model inarguably favors those who are willing to spend real money, and it could use some additional features and modes.
Reporting for duty.
Go and take that. The pros are a deep, complex card game, plenty of unique and interesting cards, great translation of Dota 2 to card game, good onboarding for complex system, and a highly polished package. The cons are a pay-to-win model, and it feels pretty bare bones in its current state.
The light protects me.
GameIndustry.biz has an article. UK Gambling Commission in talks with Twitch over casino streams. 2 unlicensed sites have been played by Twitch streamers in a popular casino category recently. See, I don't know how that's can be regulated by Twitch. Is the question.
The battle for justice.
Because Twitch probably doesn't know if the UK gambling sites are legal or not. Gamma Sutra has an article. Get a job, join the Fantasy Flight team as a software engineer lead. That's in Madison, Wisconsin.
The light dims, but we
Reporting for duty. The battle! The battle!
I should have killed this one and then summoned
For justice! The battle!
Summoned another Silverhand recruit. Next we have a game on Steam called Space Pirates in Space, a retro RPG, which looks like it's a random combination of things. This is probably a troll meme game, if I was to guess. Yeah. It looked like it was a full motion video game that I wanted, that interested me, but you know, now that I look at it, it actually looks like total garbage.
I wonder.
Reporting for duty.
Job's done.
Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called Above the Fold, which seems like you get to pick where news stories go as like an editor. It might be interesting. That might be incredibly boring. Depends on how it breaks down. So I'll keep an eye on this. But I imagine it's gonna more likely fall it down to the boring level.
The battle!
Let's see. Gematsu has an article. Samurai Showdown Oborozuki Densetsu is now available in China. For anybody, I guess, listening in China.
Thank you.
Let's see. Taunt poisonous. +1.
Speak your peace.
Do that.
Reporting for duty.
Do that. Next we have a game on Steam called Fant Kids Matching Game that seems like it's a lot more polished than most kids game, but it still kind of feels like it's just a random assortment of things. Yeah. And it's a kids game, so I wouldn't cover it anyway, so forget it. It's too early. Early childhood for me. Am I gonna make it to another turn?
Thank you.
Maybe. Alright. Do this.
Reporting for duty.
And then do this. And then do this. And then do that. And then end the turn. We have a game on Steam called Jumpo Pitek, which seems to be a single screen platformer, like jumping game. You're jumping around collecting diamonds, it seems. Really simplistic and basic.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Next we have a game on Steam called Defense Contract, which looks like garbage. Just way too much green. It's not even a VR game. Oh, it is. But, well, VR or not, it still looks terrible.
I will silence their screams.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
I dream and the world trembles.
Well, you know, it's been 2 hours. I'm about to lose. We have this game called Business Power, and it looks like total garbage. Like, we could go for another 20-30 minutes, I imagine, just going through games, covering them. But I have just fallen behind. It seems pretty obvious that that's what happened. And so, after this game ends, I'm just gonna wrap up the stream. I'll do the rest of the games. I'll just look at them myself, and if there's anything super worth mentioning, I'll save them for Monday. But I wouldn't be surprised also if I close it, because, man, I'm really in the middle of my monitor, like with thumbnails. So there's a lot of games for some reason. We do have this game on Steam called War of Rights, which is mostly positive. So it seems like it's a pro-South Civil War, U.S. Civil War game. Interesting. I wouldn't play it though, because it's online multiplayer only. This guy just is not taking the victory. I don't know if I really want to sit here and look at any more of these. Yeah, I'm done. I have played enough, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and then just concede, and let's just wrap up this stream and be done. Nobody got on the chat. Not super surprising for Friday. My views recently have tanked, but I'm not super surprised by that either. Like, it being December and all, we did get all the daily quests done, so we're fine. We just have a bunch of games that I'm gonna have to look at off screen. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the stream. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.